And I wanted to thank Total Networks, which is our sponsor for this webinar. I'll go through just a few slides, show you a brief demo, and at the end, we'll do a surprise drawing for a $50 Amazon card. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I will open the phone lines at the last part of our call. So if you have any other questions that you want to shout out, you can feel free to. So, as many companies navigate through their transformation journeys, we recognize that offering a solution that goes beyond just eSignature is a must. So today here, we're going to spend some time. I'm going to walk you through the SignNow solution. We're going to spend a few minutes covering a brief overview of SignNow, some of the features and functionalities, such as key benefits that SignNow delivers, target markets, and a wide variety of use cases. We'll drill into some pain points that SignNow can solve for you all, and we'll wrap it up with a couple success stories that other customers have seen from digitizing their signature workflows with SignNow. So let us get started. So why SignNow? So agreements are truly everywhere at your institution and actually everyone's institutions, from admissions and financial aid to your procurement and your human resources. And somehow all of these agreements are getting done. So we're going to talk about how SignNow can modernize your institution systems by, your institution system of agreements. So everything from eSignature to role-based signing order, sending bulk invites, shared folders for your teams, online fillable forms, audit trails, brand workflows, and powerful API. We're about 10 years old. And our name is AirSlate, and we have 3 products. We have PDF Filler, which is our editable PDF tool. And we have SignNow, which we're going to go over today, and that is for our eSignature. And then we have AirSlate, and AirSlate is our workflow automation, which brings in multiple data sources and pushes and pulls documents from all different locations with an if then that scenario. So I'm going to go over a couple of the key benefits. So we actually have 6 key benefits that I'm going to walk you through to help you, just show you the value that when we're talking with our customers that we want you to see. A lot of times that, especially with the pandemic and people working from home, there are more and more people that I come across that are actually at home, printing out documents, signing them, scanning them, faxing them. And in this day and age, that takes so much time. There's so much room for error. They forget a checkbox. They forget a signature. It takes so much time. For me personally, I don't have a printer at home. I'd have to go into the office one day a week, print stuff out, bring it home, read it, sign it, go back to the office. And a lot of people are in that situation. So we'll start from the beginning. You can simplify complex workflows with SignNow. So as I mentioned earlier, you can easily assign signing roles and signing orders to capture multiple signatures on the same document. You can set automatic reminders for signers so that documents get signed on time without that manual effort of tracking. And you can also password protect confidential documents. SignNow delivers team productivity. So within SignNow, you can create teams and add members so that your internal teams can collaborate to create, to share, and to collect documents. You can share reusable templates so you aren't recreating fillable forms that you use over and over. And then best yet, you can keep everyone in the loop with real-time status tracking with the audit trail. Let me quick switch my slides here. Quick fill in and sign documents. This one's huge. The user interface is exceptionally easy to use, which is something that we regularly win awards for. With our simple drag and drop feature, users can quickly add fields and customize documents for signatures in just a few clicks. You can approve documents on any device in seconds. So SignNow allows signers to have multiple signature options. You can type to sign, you can draw to sign, you can upload a signature, and they can use these signatures of choice from a desktop, a mobile device, and best yet, your signers, the person receiving the documents, they do not need to have a SignNow account to access and complete the document. SignNow allows businesses to maintain their brand. So what that means for you is that you can easily upload your company logo and your branding. So when you're sending out your documents, signers see your company branding, which also helps to drive a faster signature cycle. Lastly, with our mobile app for iOS and Android, you can work uninterrupted. So if you're editing your documents at your home office and then you finish it on your mobile device when you're out running an errand, maybe heading to a meeting, whatever it might be, if by chance you lose connectivity, it's not a problem at all because all offline updates are automatically synced back to SignNow as soon as you are back online. So some of our target markets for specific to legal, our typical users are, associated attorneys, bookkeepers. A few weeks ago, I was working with some legal secretaries and they needed to put the documentation together and have it easily accessible for them to send to clients. And then also not only send it to clients, but have that client be redirected back to their own payments page or, a page about their attorneys, which is a fantastic and made their life quite a bit easier. We have 200 plus integrations. So some of these contracts they were working on, they were actually working on Word, and SignNow offers a Word plugin. So when they were in their contract, they didn't have to go to SignNow portal. They could actually work right from their Microsoft Word document, fill in everything that they need, add their fillable fields, send it for signature right from the Word document. And then in real time, it went into SignNow. I should have some time to show you that as well. You can see quite a list of different users, typical users on here. Some of the focus areas, law firms, estate planning, financial departments, IT departments. Some of the integrations, I already mentioned the Microsoft. Oops, sorry for that. Some of the integrations we have for, So some of the integrations that we have, besides the Microsoft are definitely some of the CRMs maybe that you're using, Autodesk, Salesforce, NetSuite, Dynamics 365. Those are all great options. Microsoft Teams, if you're working in a channel, you can share documents and receive documents back into that channel, which is a fantastic option. So some of our common use cases for legal, joint venture agreements, master service agreements, I can share these slides with you after as well. In procurement, a lot of the ones that I come across are vendor agreements, loan agreements, sales contracts. Under administration, statements of works is a huge one. Letter of intent. Human resources. For me personally at AirSlate, they sent me my whole 30-page onboarding package in SignNow. I was easily able to access that from my computer or my phone, read through all the forms, fill it all out, and send it off in a matter of minutes. Finance, financial reports, bills of sales, IT, project proposals. I deal with a lot of IT managers with equipment requests. So as you can see, it falls through many different departments in your office. I'll just go through a couple of the biggest pain points. The ones that I come across quite a lot is the excessive spending on paper and resources. And what I think they forget to add on here is all the ink that you need to purchase. When somebody jams your printer with a 30-page or 100-page document, you have to wait to print it out. All that time is eliminated. Errors with filling in hundreds of similar forms, little check boxes and signatures and drop-down boxes. People forget or miss filling out forms. All that time that you have to review the forms, send it back, make sure they fill in everything correctly, and then send it back. What SignNow does is it saves time and reduces those errors. And all HIPAA compliant, eSignature compliant, tracks it easy for you to have at your fingertips. One of our customer success stories was a small law firm in New York. They chose to remain anonymous. They had so many problems with document errors and just the time in which it took for a document to come back and the amount of time that their admin assistants had to follow up on where these documents were. Super tedious process, poor customer experience. The customers were frustrated. They missed that small tiny box and signature on the second page under the third paragraph. This definitely disrupts the workflow and the time. So the solution was to have SignNow, each of their employees to have access to SignNow. They could automate their daily document process. So this allowed them to, maximize their efficiency by utilizing SignNow, by sending their applications out. They were easily done. So the result, reduced the errors. It automated the signing process, decreased the document completion time. All in all, both the law office was happy. Everything was securely sent, stored, again, following HIPAA guidelines, eSignature guidelines, and their customers were happy. Super easy process. It helped walk them through the form and what they were able to sign and send. So I'm going to stop sharing real quick, and I'm going to jump into my SignNow portal. So just super quick here. Here's our SignNow portal. Where the SignNow button is, that's where your logo would be. You can easily upload any sort of document, a JPEG, a PNG, an Excel file. I'm going to upload this form real quick here. And once this form uploads, it's going to show in my main portal here. And I'm going to start on the left side here. I can easily drag and drop fields. So I'm going to drag just a couple fields to show you. This first field, I have it coming in as required. You can uncheck it if it's not required. You can also label your field. You can add date and time fields. You can add calculated fields, initial fields, check boxes, radio buttons, drop downs. You can also add a request. Let's say on this form, you want to request a copy of their driver's license. You can go ahead and do that. You can make it required if you'd like. I'm going to keep it not required because I don't have one to attach. And I'm going to label that driver's license. You can also have a stamp field. If you want, let's say, for example, you need a social security number. Well, we want to make sure that they actually fill in the correct social security number. So we're going to go over to validation type, and I'm going to choose social security number. What this validation does will pop up with a little note, give them directions like, hey, we just need the 9 digits. So you can use that validation for all sorts of things like email addresses, phone numbers, if you need credit card information, and so on. That would all be right here. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to add a signature field. And since I have multiple signatures on this document, I'm going to go up and hit edit signers. Here's where you can add multiple signers. I think I've hit it up to 20 times so far. Let's say, for example, you need a client to sign, first, and then it come back to the lawyer. You can move the lawyer down in step 2. And what this does is it goes to the client. Once the client signs it, it then goes to the lawyer. The lawyer signs it, all automated. You don't have to do anything. It just triggers itself. I'm going to hit save signers just so I can show you how we differentiate it. So anything in blue, your client is signing, and then anything in orange, it will be color coded. So the more obviously signers you have, the more colors you'll have here. And you can drag and drop the fields that need to be filled in by each. Since it's just me signing today, I'm actually going to delete that one. I am not going to fill in my email address here just because I want to show you the different ways that we can send this document. If, for example, before you send this to your signer, you want to add your signature, this bottom portion here under edit and sign on the left lower hand, these are fields if you need. Once a document is uploaded into SignNow, it is flattened to a PDF. So if you need to add your signature or possibly some text, you can use these bottom options here to add anything you want to this form. So I'm going to hit save and close. Let's say, for an example, this is a form that you send to all of your clients to fill out with their information. You can easily go over to more and make this a template. So that way you can reuse this form over and over again. You can create a bulk send if you want to send it to multiple people. You can also create a signing link or a QR code. So let's say, for example, you want everyone to visit your website first, and on that website, it has new client documents. They can simply go to click on the link. It will take them to the forms you want filled in. They will fill it in, hit done, and you will get a copy of that document in your SignNow portal. And then I'll also show you if you have it attached to one of your cloud storage, or maybe you have the integration with the Microsoft Teams, you can have that document sent right there. You can also, the attorney's office that I used or worked with a couple weeks ago, they also chose to redirect. So once the client filled in this paperwork, they were redirected to a payment site on their website. So that the client would then go right to the payment site and be able to submit their payment information. You can also go to an About Us page or really redirect them to wherever you'd like. I'm going to click on Invite to Sign. So since this is a document I'm going to send out once, I'm going to go ahead and put in my information. I can customize my email however I'd like. I can also password protect this by just going to that little gear, by a password, which I set up either last for their social, maybe an account number. You can set that up however you'd like. A text message or a phone call. I can set up an expiration date, 5 days, 45 days. Our standard is 30. You can also set up reminders. If you need to send this to maybe a spouse or somebody that needs to review the documents first, you can click Allow Forwarding. That will allow them to review the documents and then they can forward it on to the signer. You can also allow a recipient to decline to sign. This option, they simply decline, and then they have a small box that they can put, I am not signing this because, and then their reason. You can CC somebody in your office that needs to see once this document has been completely signed, they will then get a copy of it. You also have the option again here to redirect after signing. Within SignNow, we do have an option to collect payments by using 2 of our payment options, which I believe are through Stripe and Card Collect. Or like the other law firm I was working with, they were able to redirect to a payment page on their specific website. So now I'm going to click send and send that invite over. And now you can see I'm waiting for others. This drop down here right by who, you'll see if there's multiple signers, you'll see all the signers here. Let's say, for example, this person is no longer with the company, or I mistyped the email. You can simply go to this little arrow down and you can cancel, you can replace the signer, you can resend the invite, or maybe it's expired and you need to change the expiration date. And you can do that from there. While I'm waiting for that document to be signed, I'm going to jump over into my Teams. Teams is a great way for you to create a team, maybe internally. The only caveat of a team is that you have to have a SignNow license. So for example, I created a new hire team with a customer, and we are able to share documents and templates. So when I click on document templates, these are templates that we set up for their new hire program, and their HR person can go in and simply send for signing. All the documents are in there. They have all their fillable fields, and only her and I are able to see these. So you can create a group, you know, either just your HR department or your legal department or however you want. In this way, you can share your documents and templates. As I mentioned before, you can set up cloud storage. I set it up to go to my OneDrive. So every document that I send out will automatically, once it's signed, go to my OneDrive for Business. You can use Google Drive, Dropbox, Box, Ignite, and DocuShare. And then I mentioned some of our integrations. We have Salesforce, Zapier, Oracle's NetSuite, Dynamics. As you can see, all the Word, Google Drive. There's several on here. So if there's anyone that you are requesting or would like to know, feel free to reach out to Total Networks or myself. And then I'm going to jump over really quickly. Let me jump over to my inbox here. And here is the form that your customer will see. or your client. Where it says sign now, that's going to be where your logo will be. If you typed a message, that will be in here. And then your customer, your client will simply just click on view documents. They do not need to sign up for a SignNow account. They don't need to have one. They can simply click on the view document and it'll take them right to the form. Then I will fill in a couple of these fields. This one is not required, so it's in light blue. But as you can see, it was a form I validated, so it comes up with that little message of what to fill in there. If for some reason I hit done and I didn't complete it, it will not let me complete the document. It'll take me to the next required field. So here's my signature field, and here is where they can type to sign, they can upload, or they can simply draw their signature on their mobile device or their tablet. And then I requested that they uploaded a copy of their driver's license. So this is what it will look like from here. And then they can go ahead and upload from there. Now, once I've filled all my fillable fields in, the button will be green and I can complete done. And then it will give your signer the option to download a copy for themselves. Right from here. I'm going to go back now to my portal and I'm going to hit refresh. And here is what is your digital receipt that is court admissible. Again, follows all eSignature, HIPAA, GDPR guidelines. My document has been signed. I cannot resend it or change it. I can, however, make it into a template if I wanted to reuse this form, or I can create a copy, to send to someone else. I'm going to hit download with history. And I'm going to bring up my document here. Here's where what will be saved in your portal or wherever you have your cloud storage attached. It'll show the form with my signature right there. And then it will show you your receipt. So this shows you where the document has traveled by email. It shows you the server time, the client time, and the IP address. So that is your digital receipt. I am going to quick open the chat in case you guys have any questions for me. And then I will quickly bring up our last thing here. I will bring up what it looks like on a, if you're working on a contract in Microsoft Word. Let's see, I just want to double check, make sure I allowed everyone to talk. Hang on one second. I think I got everyone. Perfect. Okay. Let me quick stop sharing and I'm going to quickly share a Word document. While I'm opening that, does anybody have any questions on that part? Perfect. Either I bored you all and you fell asleep or I was that good. We're going to go with that good. All right. So here is, if you have big documents, you're working in Word and you use this document multiple times, but maybe you need to change like the company name or the client's name in here. This is something that you only need to do once, and sometimes you will need your IT admins to set you up appropriately. You click on Insert and get add-in. Click add-ins, and then you type in Sign Now. And you click add, and you'll sign in with your credentials, and then the Sign Now button will come to the right of the help button. So I'm going to click on Sign Now and Sign Now. Now I don't even have to go into the Sign Now portal. I can simply look on my right side and my fields are here. So I can be working on the document. I can change this to, let's say, client A. Now I can scroll down and I just need a signature. I can choose signer 1 or 2, or I can create a label. I put my cursor right by signature, mark required, and hit add. And then I go ahead and I can do that to a couple fields here. Let me just move my cursor. And let me put the date. I can pick the format, hit required. And now I've filled in all my fillable fields. I've made this all for client A. I can add drop-down fields or different options. And then I'm going to save this as my client A. Whoops. And hit save document. When I hit save, now you'll have a copy in your SignNow portal and it'll keep you here. I can hit preview if I want to look at it and it'll open me up in SignNow. Or I can simply go from here and I can fill in my email address, who I want to CC, the subject, and my message. And then I can just hit invite to sign. Same signing experience for my signer. Now it has been sent off and I can still go now and work on this document. I can go back up. I've got my fillable fields in, but I need to change this to customer client B, make any updates, and then I can add anything else I want, but I've already have my fillable fields, so I think I'm good. And now I'm going to save this as client B and save document. And when I hit save, now it saves me another copy and I can go ahead and fill in my questions then. Yes, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to just add to the, to this, because I've had some, we've deployed this at a number of clients, and I'd like to just, one question I've had asked is just, the legality of it.
Sure.
And I don't know if you want to take that or.
Sure. Here are. So
talking about like the UETA or any of that stuff, or yeah.
Sure. So I can share after the call, our actual like legal documentation. But so when you are in Word, the minute you send it, it is flattened to a PDF. And also the minute you send it, it is tracked. So it will be tracked by the email. And then again, it'll show you the IP address and on all of that. And that does follow all the eSignature guidelines. I can share the legal documentation because that will probably dive a little bit deeper into that for you guys. So after this call, I can go ahead and send that to everyone for sure. That's a great question, though. It does come up quite a bit. Yeah.
So I mean, and it's been legal since 2000, I believe, is when the law was signed into it's been for 20 years. So it's these are enforceable and binding. And I will say, just from personal experience, so Total Networks, we used DocuSign for quite some time before, and we switched because we found it to be at least as easy to use. We found some things actually easier to use, and it was less expensive. So it was just a better experience. It was a better experience for us in terms of ease of use, and it was more cost effective. So which is why we've had a number of clients, had interest in this, and we've got set up. I don't know if we have anyone else on the call that has any other specific questions to compare versus other tools, or just general experience. It's been just a great experience for us.
And I will say too, another differentiator is, especially with DocuSign, when you send out what they call envelopes, or we call documents to be signed, when you send 10 out and only 5 come back, you're only charged for those 5. With DocuSign and some of our competitors, they charge you for all 10. The minute that gets sent out, you're charged for it. So that's another really great thing to note. We also do have the kiosk mode. So if you're an office that, people come in and you want them to sign in, you can go ahead and have a kiosk right out there, and they can fill in all their documentation right there, and you're all set. All right. Any other questions? We can offer through Total Networks a 7 to 14 day free trial. we will help you set up your first 2 forms. We definitely want to show you the ease of use. And I know it's easy to see me do it and see all those fields. But we do offer that help on those first 2 fields. We make you do it, but we help you so that it's an easy transition. And then I believe I have, let me know if I'm missing anybody. I have Paul, Valerie, Kathy, Jessica, and Brian. I will show you my spinning wheel. Let me know if I missed anyone else on the call. I will do the spinning wheel here. I'd like to thank Total Networks. You guys have been awesome, and every customer of yours that I've worked with has been an absolute joy. If you guys have any questions at all, please reach out to your Total Networks rep. We are here to help you. And then with that, I'm going to spin my wheel here. See who our lucky winner is. Brian. So Brian, after this call, probably not until Monday, you should receive a $50 Amazon gift card to your email.
Actually, I'm an account manager, so with Total Networks, you'll want to redo that.
Let's redo that. Thank you for your honesty. Let's see. Hang on one second. Let me remove.
Well, yeah, while you're all doing this, I mean, the biggest, where I found that this just, not if you don't have an e-signature thing right now, it reduces the difficulty. It makes it so much easier to sign. So it's kind of night and day if you're not using anything.
Congratulations, Kathy.
Sorry, I just muted myself. So Kathy, you will receive a $50 Amazon gift card. I noticed somebody in the chat had asked for pricing. You can definitely reach out. Dave and Stephanie, do they have one particular person or do they reach out to their account rep?
They can reach out to their account rep or me. That'd be fine. I mean, it's really straightforward, easy information we can share. We can also set up an individual demo with you if you've got further questions about specifically how it would work with your company.
Perfect. And I will share, Stephanie and Dave, I will share this webinar with you guys and the slides, and you're welcome to share that with anybody who missed the call or who's on the call. And that is essentially it. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. I'll stay on for another couple minutes if anyone else has questions. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me this afternoon.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
So Stephanie, I'll go ahead and end the call and I will send you, it'll take about 5-10 minutes for the video to download. So I'll send you that and I'll also send you those slides. And then if you have anybody that wants to do a trial, the only thing we would need is the length of the trial and their email address.
Okay.
And if they need more than one license, I would just need to know if they want someone to be the admin.
Sure. So yeah, when you send that to me, if you can send me a list of not just the people that attended, but everyone that registered.
Absolutely.
And then I can also follow up with them on our pricing. So.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. And then I'll get that all off to you in a little bit here.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
You too.